Ours was the first plane into Bume for a week. From the air we could see the devastation of drought, that huge belt of parched yellow landscape, which has swept up through Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, Sudan and Ethiopia in the past 6 months. The landing strip is primitive, but this is the only direct way into Bume. The children had heard the plane. To them it means food. The Ethiopian soldiers guard not so much the strip, but the food on board, even from the children. One by one, 30 bags of high-protein corn, soya and milk substitute. Enough to feed 1,000 children for 10 days. But there are 4,000 children in and around Bume. They're lucky to get it. The Ethiopian Relief Commission has 3 of these ancient Dakotas. This is the only one working at the moment. And there are dozens of towns like Bume. The food is carried off into the town. The soldiers will keep it under lock and key to eke it out until the next plane gets in. It could be weeks. 2 months ago, I'd seen children like this in the Karamoja in northern Uganda. The withered arms and legs, the bodies of skin and bone, and the bloated stomachs of kwashiorkor, that dire lack of protein which can kill. But here it's clear that these children can be saved if the planes keep coming in. In an ideal world, they'd be fed 6 times a day. At best, they have something to eat twice a day here. It's enough to keep them alive and on their feet. Just. Some will have to live with the handicaps of starvation all their lives. This child cannot see out of his right eye. The drought here is worse than anything I've seen in Uganda or Somalia in the past few weeks. To get to this filthy water, they've had to dig a good 30 feet down in this dried up riverbed. Every day they're told that this water can carry everything from dysentery to cholera. But thirst is stronger than advice, so they drink. And food? Well, that's as scarce as water. 12 pounds of corn is issued to this woman every 15 days. On that she will have to feed a husband and 3 children. It's the bare necessity of life. In the past 3 months, this town has become the meeting place for the starving of East Africa. It's not just the Ethiopians. There are the Toboze tribesmen from southern Sudan. Their cattle have died in the drought, and they come over the border in search of the food their country simply doesn't have. And the people from Lake Turkana in northern Kenya. They can't turn south because that would take them to the Karamoja, where scores of people have been dying for the past 3 months.
3 years ago, a team of food experts from the United Nations toured Ethiopia and came to the simple conclusion that this was the most likely place on Earth for a super famine. They were trying to alert the world at large to the fact that if drought came here, then thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands, would die. Well, 3 years on, the drought's here. And the terrifying reality is that thousands, millions according to the Ethiopians, are now suffering the consequences, not only of drought, but also of war.